everyone and welcome back to my channel. This is Heike and you're watching stonecoldcoffeecrafts. My little furry assistant Lola is currently, I believe, on the couch taking a nap. I'm not 100% sure. She might turn up as soon as she hears me talking. Who knows with that cat. Yeah, it's been a while since I've uploaded a video, and if you follow my community tab here on my channel, you probably know why. I thought I would just try and hop on here and record a video and at least upload something this month. It's been a bad one. It's still a bad one, to be honest. But I feel like I need to do something that feels a little bit normal, so this is what we are going to do. As you can probably hear from my voice, I am not my usual happy self. That's because things with the boyfriend are still very much in a place that I would like to optimistically call not good. We don't have a finalized diagnosis yet, and to be honest with you, every time we move a step forward, I have a feeling things are getting so much worse from where we were before. So right now we are still very, very much on the way down this rather steep hill. But I hope we will hit the bottom at some point so we can go up again. Anyway, so this is going to be, I actually don't know. I have no idea yet what I'm going to call this. Probably a Flosstube and then some, because I think the majority I'm going to talk about is cross stitch, but there will also be a quick update on my diamond painting for this month and also my knitting. Yeah, let's see where that takes us. But anyway, let's start out with the cross stitch, and I will apologize right from the bat. I am pretty sure that I have forgotten pretty much everything that I purchased since my last Flosstube, because I have literally nothing on my table here except for a couple of bags, and I'm pretty sure I did purchase something. I just can't remember. So, yeah. Anyway, no new starts, no finishes for me, but I worked, of course, on a few things because I have a lot of stitch-alongs running, and I guess we are going to go in order. So the first one I was working on, and I showed you in my last video already, I think. Did I? I think so. Was the Dark Queens of the Sea stitch-along by Autumn Lane Stitchery. This is a stitch-along that is going to run for 12 months. It started on the 1st of September. And this is the first part, these 3 fishes, and I've finished this now. Last time you saw that, I think I had I done 1 fish? I think I had done 1 fish at that point. If so, it was that one here, up here. So I've put in now the other 2 fishes, and I am done until the beginning of October. This is stitched on a fabric called Bewitched by Under the Sea Fabrics. It is a 28 count cashel opalescent linen. And this is the fabric she specifically dyed for this stitch along. So this is basically a collaboration between Autumn Lane Stitchery, who created the pattern, and Under the Sea Fabrics, who specifically dyed this fabric or invented this fabric for this stitch along. And she also provides kits you can purchase from her side, which include the fabric of your choice, the bead pack, and if you want to, you can also get the thread pack from her. There are 3 colors, yeah, I think 3 colors of Petite Treasure braid that are going to go in this. Yeah, so I absolutely love how these fishes look. I'm a bit sad that the color is not really what they actually do look like on camera right now. I think I'm going to put in a picture to show you what it looks like in daylight outside. I have taken one, I'm pretty sure of that. Everything is fuzzy right now. It's incredible and not in a good way. So yeah, this is going to go in the stash pile until the beginning of October when the next part drops, and I truly believe this is going to be one epic piece. If you want to join in, please do so. It has just started and there's still so much time for this. And I personally have a feeling this is an easy one to stay on top of if you usually struggle with keeping up with your stitch alongs. Probably not if you have 1,000,001 whips and constantly work on all of them, but if you keep it down to a few whips, you should be able to follow this. So I'm certain I showed you already the Frosted Pumpkin Stitchery. I'm going to give you a quick glimpse of it. I have not worked on it since I finished the second shop, the Cats and Bats pet shop, but I wanted to show you, and I'm going to put the picture here, I wanted to show you the third shop, which has dropped on the 15th. I have not, or on the 14th. I think it was the 14th actually. I have not started on this yet, and I am probably not going to start on it today or tomorrow. I am not entirely sure at the moment. I'm currently catching up on the Chinese Zodiac, and then this is next. But yeah, the next one is the Ghost Riders Bookshop. I really, really adore what they did with the shops and the names of the shop. It's just so funny and cute. Yeah, and when this shop is finished, we have only one more clue to go, which is going to be the street down here. So it feels like we just started this and are mostly done already. The Ghost Rider shop, I have to say, so looks like it's the densest out of the three, at least looking at the pattern. So whoa. Broomhilda's already took me a lot of time. The Cats and Bats not so much. But I think the Ghost Riders will be a few days of stitching even for me, especially right now because I am honestly not getting a lot of crafting done. I think the most crafting I've done in the last week and a half, I've done in the last 2 or 3 days. It's really, yeah, unusual for me to say the least. So, and then it was time for another installment of the Santa Strip by Barbara Anna. And oh, I forgot, because I always forget. So this is stitched on a piece of Picture This Plus Whimsy linen. This is a 28 count, and I'm stitching this with all the called for DMC colors and the Petite Treasure Braid black for some of the areas like the lamppost, these bats, most of the cat hat here, everything that is black. So that's a little bit sparkly. I think it doesn't really show up on camera. I chose to go with the treasure braid. I started out with the DMC Étoile. You can see her witch's hat and her dress. They are stitched in the Étoile, and I think you can barely make out a bit of sparkle in there. So I decided to switch it out afterwards for the Petite Treasure Braid. It doesn't really show on camera, but if you actually look at the piece, it is visible that the Petite Treasure Braid is at least twice as sparkly, if not more. The black is very subtle with its sparkle, so don't expect too much bling bling from the black. It's very subtle. But clue 6 of Santa's Trip has dropped, and it is Mr. and Mrs. Santa riding a pig. Ask Rachel and Jessie. I freaked out. I'm just so in love with these riding animal pieces. The last one is going to be here, so I'm really looking forward to what animal it will be. I think I asked the last time, but if any one of you knows if these have specific significance, because I tried to Google but I couldn't find anything about Santa and a rabbit, and I have not tried to search for the pig, to be honest. Didn't have the time yet. But if there's any significance, I would really like to know, because I wonder why she chose to put them on rabbits and pigs and whatever is going to be down in the box there. So yeah, you can see I have once again replaced all the single stitch snowflakes with the beads I've used throughout the whole piece. You can also see I have, as of yet, not adjusted the star, but I'm going to do it because the star is bothering me big time, the way it is right now. So I'm going to center it and yeah, hope that it will bother me less that way. Because I was actually, one evening when I came home from the hospital, I was too tired to switch out my frames. Don't ask. It's literally, it takes half a minute, but I just couldn't be bothered. So I decided to pick out my 3 colors for the frames and for the green corners, and I decided to work ahead and fill in the last 3 frames, because by now it is pretty obvious what they are going to look like. So I'm prepared for part 7 on October 1st, which I'm going to assume is more houses, because I'm currently assuming that she is going to keep this very symmetric, so which means this and this will be a part with houses in it, and this will be another rider. It's an epic piece. I love it so much. And this is also stitched on a 28 Cashel linen by Zweigart. This is just an off-the-shelf color. I think it was dirty linen, if I remember correctly. For my German viewers, I think the color is called khaki in German. Yeah, it's a joy to stitch on, honestly. It's very, very simple, nothing fancy at all, but it's a nice change because I usually pick the fancier stuff, so why not? And I'm not getting tired of this frame at all. I could look at it forever and ever. But yeah, anyway, this is how far this is. This actually took me 2 days to do this time because of reasons, but still, it turned out very, very cute. I just love this little pig. Can't help myself. And the last piece is the one I'm currently working on. And this is the Chinese Zodiac by the Frosted Pumpkin Stitchery. This is part 6. So basically I'm currently stitching this corner and I'm going to fill in the little lanterns and flowers here. And then we are ready for part 7, the last 3 animals. And while stitching this yesterday, I've said that in one of my videos before, that I wish they had picked the dark blue for this fan. Well, they actually did this down here, and you see what a difference that makes. It's barely visible on camera that this fan here also has the bamboo stalks in here. It's a bit more visible if you look at it with your own eyes, but this actually looks fantastic, and I have more or less decided yesterday that I'm going to pick this one out at some point, and I'm going to restitch it probably with, this is color 518, the blue. I'm probably going to restitch it with 517. It is a few shades darker, so not just one. I would say it's 3 to 4 shades darker, and it should make the bamboo stalks pop. I'm pretty sure I have to pick out the whole thing, so because of the way I stitched it. I'm not entirely sure. I have not looked at the back. Yeah, I will have to pick out the whole thing because I put in the gold and the red last, and I carried. I don't really care how the back of my stitching looks like, so if I have a lot of single stitches and just 2.5 or 3 of these, I think it's 3 of these red squares. I'm not going to start and stop. I'm carrying my thread, and that's what I did here. It's usually not a problem, but yeah, now that I decided in my wisdom that I'm going to pick this out, it means I have to do a bit more work than I would have otherwise. But considering I'm usually not a person who frogs, I guess once it's fine. Yeah, that's all my stitching. Like I said, I have not spent a whole lot of time crafting. I think I didn't stitch anything for 4 or 5 days at all, which felt weird. But yeah, between all the things I have to do right now, I just don't find the time to sit down, which is a bit of a pity. Anyway, so let's do this in a bit of a jumbled way. Let's do part of my haul first. So I purchased a couple of bags, and these are actually the only purchases I remember actually making, either before I filmed my last Flosstube and it was not delivered by then, or between my last Flosstube and now. So the first up is another gorgeous medium flat bag from Caroline over at Off the Grid Needle Arts. She is the owner of Evertote bags. You can see her address here, evertote.com. And yes, it is full of cat hair because I left it on the dining room table and Miss Lola decided it's a wonderful cat bed. So it is full of cat hair now. This is the glittery bat, or I think sparkle bat was what she officially called it back. I showed it on Instagram, and when I showed it, it was still available in this size as a wedge toed. I don't remember any longer. Was it available as a large flat? I saw yesterday that the medium flat is now sold out. But yesterday the wedge toed, the medium wedge toed, was still available, and there might be a large one as well. I have not checked. Sorry for that. She always gives a little stitch marker, or progress marker, I guess, in this case, because it has the small forgot the English word. You know what I mean. Come here. But I like to use these as zipper pulls. For one, they always fit the bag nicely, and even though these zippers really don't need a zipper pull, it is just this tiny bit of luxury. So the inside of this bag is the same fabric as the Notion pouch, which is this gray speckle, and it is as simple as it is beautiful. So I love this. I'm a Halloween person. I'm more a Halloween than a Christmas person, even though Halloween is not a thing in Germany. But Halloween, you can get me easily with that one. So I'm so happy with this one. And it actually arrived super fast. Totally happy with that. And this is a bag which actually does not have Lola hair on it, but a weird pink. Well, it might actually be another pet hair, but it looks red. So it might be her cat, who knows. This is another shop I found on Etsy, and I think she's in the UK because this was here very fast. She's called AmeliaXJoy. That's also what her shop is called on Etsy. And she makes project bags also in different types. So this is quite obviously a wedge toed, but she also does drawstring, I think, which Caroline makes too. I bought my first one yesterday, which is super exciting. Yeah, and she had this cute Winnie the Pooh fabric. She makes these to order, I believe. So she doesn't ship right away, but she shipped pretty fast. I think it didn't even take her a week before she shipped out my order. So I'm very happy with that. She also gave a little progress marker, which I turned into a zipper pull. And her bag has this little ring here, a half ring on the side, but it also has this ring, which is awesome. in here, because you can either if you have a notions pouch that has a ring like that, you can put it on there. But what I was thinking, I'm using these rings for thread drops, and I was thinking if I use this bag as a cross stitch bag, I can actually hook my own ring onto this one here, and the floss would not be tumbling around down here at the back bottom. As you can see, the inside is very plain, natural colored fabric, nothing fancy. I just absolutely fell in love with this Winnie the Pooh fabric, because it's not a kid's fabric in my opinion, because it's so muted. It doesn't have the usual bright kitty colors. So that's I think why it spoke to me so much. I love Winnie the Pooh. I'm an 80s baby. Winnie the Pooh was everywhere when I was a kid, and I think he still is. He might have gotten a bit of an overhaul as far as his looks go, because I have a feeling everything kids gets this digital overhaul, and then they are slimmer and fancier and shinier. I prefer the old stuff. My kid probably would get the old stuff. And then I forgot to show you something I got for myself for my birthday. I ordered from Gecko Rouge, and I got the Jenny Parks Iron Cat kit. As you might or might not know, I'm not just a crazy cat lady. I am also a huge fan of the Marvel Cinematic Universe, and my favorite character, because he is the one who brought me into it. I'm not a comic reading person. I find reading comics sadly extremely boring. I don't know why. So the person who brought me into it was, of course, Robert Downey Jr. and his Iron Man, because Iron Man 1 was the first one I saw. And ever since then, it has been an epic one-sided love story. But when I saw this kit, I think 3, maybe 4 years ago on Etsy, when I first played with the thought of getting back into cross-stitching, and I looked up on Etsy what there was, I stumbled across this. I very nearly bought it. Until I realized that this is a full coverage kit that is giant. 221 by 295. All you hate people, you are now saying that's not big. That's a mini, to quote Rachel. But for me, I am not a fan of full coverage. This is giant. So you're probably wondering, if she is not a fan of full coverage, why did she buy that? Because it's Iron Cat. Let's face it, it's Iron Cat. I count myself lucky that I didn't get the full Avengers piece, and I only didn't get that because it cost an arm and a leg. This is actually a full kit that comes with all the thread and the fabric, and of course the pattern. This is the printed pattern. I would have preferred the PDF, and I have actually wrote them an email and asked them if I could get the PDF instead before they packed my kit and shipped it. But maybe it's... I seem to have issues with my email address. I know for a fact that Caroline doesn't get my emails. And I had another shop we are going to talk about in a moment who told me my email address bounced when they tried to send me my knit pattern. So I seem to have an issue with my email address. Maybe this never got through, but they never answered, so I have no idea if it's the one or the other. And honestly, so far I have not bothered to try again. I'm probably just going to live with it. I'm going to copy it whenever I manage to go back to my office. I will probably copy this pattern. Maybe I'll try to scan it in. I don't know yet. I prefer to stitch from a electronic device, but on the other hand, this is a black and white pattern, and black and white pattern I have to go old school quite often and go paper and marker, because otherwise my brain is just going to shut down on me. But what I am planning to do with this, because I still hate full coverage, and I'm going to do a Heaven or Earth pretty soonish, but this is going to be my only full coverage piece I'm going to touch for hopefully ever. So this one here, is not going to be full coverage. I am not going to stitch the background, which also means I'm not going to use the piece of fabric that's in here, which is fine by me because this is an even weave. I hate even weave. So we're not going to do this. A while ago, and first I wanted to pick it out, but honestly finding that piece of fabric might take me half an hour in that giant pile of fabric I have. So I got a while back a piece of 28 count linen from xJuDesign on Etsy. She custom dyed this for me. I thought I might use it for I think it was the yoga corns I was thinking about when I got it. It's a chalkboard colored piece, so it's basically what this background color is. It's a lot of dark grays and stuff. And this was supposed to be stitched over 1/1 on 25 count, and I thought it might not be completely bad poop crazy to go 1/1 on a 28 count. What do you think? Tell me if I'm completely bonkers doing that. And basically I'm going to mark off on the pattern everything that is background, and I'm just going to stitch the cat and probably just a tiny bit of this glow from the repulsor on his paw. I'm not sure yet, but I'm not going to do the full thing. I think it will look perfectly fine stitched on a chalkboard gray black background. So that's the plan for this one. If I would have been able to, I would have just bought the pattern, but sadly Gecko Rouge only sells full kits, which is a bit sad because we could have saved on the fabric, which I don't want, and we could have saved on all the floss that is here now for the background. But I guess I can just use it for future projects. It's actually colors that happen a lot, so it's not too far out there. So I completely forgot to show you this, which weird. One would have thought that it would have been in the center of my mind really for Cat Week, but it wasn't. Anyway, Iron Cat by Jenny Parks illustration and Gecko Rouge. There are patterns for pretty much all of the original Avengers. There's also Spider-Man. There is Black Panther. And I'm trying to remember. There might be even more MCU characters. There are other characters like Batman, and there are Hunger Game characters, Doctor Who characters, all as cats. You can get them all from Gecko Rouge. And this is my birthday present from my Crafty Bff. And I have opened this. I just put it back together again because it was so pretty. And I usually display the stuff she does for me on my shelf for quite a while. So this is what she sent me for my birthday. I think this is no longer working, or if it is, you probably can't see it. Sadly, no, it's no longer working. When I initially got this, when you press this little fish down here, there would be LEDs lighting up here. It's something I have seen her do before, and it's a pretty neat effect. Sadly, it doesn't last very long. So that's the sad part of it. But she is still stamping, and she's working with a lot of mixed media. I'm a bit envious because I don't have any mojo at all right now to do this stuff, and I really, really want to, because it has been so long. But she always does these super creative, lovely packagings for presents she gives me, which gives me totally guilt complexes right now because I am just wrapping stuff in wrapping paper at the moment. But because I'm not painting, she has given me cross stitch. So she gave me this cute Plum Street sampler country winter pattern, which is so adorable. And she also gave me all the floss for it. Isn't that amazing? I'll be honest with you, I thought I would be working on this by now. And the one skein of DMC. The one odd skein of DMC. But yeah, with all the delays right now, I am quite obviously not. But I'm really looking forward to it, and it's really interesting how different these colors look from what you would expect it to be. This is the color called Charcoal, and I think that it's coming across much more black on camera than it actually is. There's a lot of green in here. I would not have expected green in chalkboard, but it's very pretty. And of course gunmetal. I love gunmetal. That's a good one. Yeah, so this was my wonderful birthday present from my Crafty Bff. And I really have to start thinking about her advent calendar soon and what I'm going to do with it, because my Stampy Mojo is still somewhere around the Bahamas, I believe. It's... But I wanted to share this with you because this is quite obviously stitchy kindness, if not haul. And that's all I have for stitching, I believe. Let me show you my diamond painting real quick. So the diamond painting theme for this month is your oldest kid. And for me that was Blue Scion by Diamond Art Club. And I have started it. I have worked on it. So I have done 4 of 10 sections so far. And I'm going to try and work on it tonight, because I have so far tried to not do it because I thought it would be good for the next live thing to work on the diamond painting, because it's easier for me to work on a diamond painting while chatting. But as it looks now, I have no idea when I will actually do this mysterious life I keep talking about. So I have to get my butt up and work on this, because I want, of course, to finish this before the month is over, and that means I have 11 more days, which is fine for 6 sections. I do one of these. You can see I have them marked out with washi tape. I do one of these in one sitting. So it's actually not a big reason if I just manage to sit down and do it. More often than not, I don't right now. And I love this. Can you see all the beautiful colors down here? I have no idea why Diamond Art Club decided to discontinue this. This is hands down one of the prettiest kits I have worked on so far, because it has so many gorgeous, gorgeous colors. I really don't know why. This is not a kit I would have ever discontinued. Even if I'm not a fan of the movie it's based on. Alright, so knitting the Sharon Shawl. I think the last time I showed you this, I had a very pitiful start. As you can see, I have since worked on this quite a bit. I think the last time you saw this, I had the pink beginning and a few rows of stockinette in gray. So pretty much I finished Clue 1, which ended here in the pink. And I enjoy working on this a lot. It is still rolling a lot. I had it pinned down and took a photograph of Glue 1 when I was done with it and posted it on Instagram if you're interested. I had so much fun knitting that first Clue. I made a few tiny mistakes. I think I actually... Somewhere I slipped a here, I think I slipped a stitch accidentally. I think it slipped off my needle and I did not realize that I had to rescue the stitch and just slipped it. It looks a bit wonky. I hope this will block out in these color work sections. Also, sometimes I had to tink, and I am a specialist at twisting my stitches when tinking. Full disclosure. And I have mostly finished Clue 2. I have one more section to do up here, which is the last section of Clue 2. But it is a section where she actually put Morse code. The stitches are text in Morse code, so I have to be very careful. Did I... See, I messed up something here. I think I dropped the stitch. I have to see if I can fix that. Didn't notice that before, but yep, I sure dropped something here. Okay, I have to find out how to fix that. Great! But yeah, I'm mostly done with this clue. I just have to sit down and finish this last section, but I can't concentrate enough to do that right now. I think my favorite stitch so far is this section here, the thorn stitch. It is just so pretty. It's amazing. Okay, memo to myself. I have a dropped stitch here and I need to fix that. How in the heck did I do that? Huh. Okay, I have to find out. But this is now, I think she released the last part yesterday. So there are probably people who are finished with this, because some people managed to crank out the whole clue in just one afternoon. Which, how? I know I'm a beginner and I'm knitting a bit slower than people who have done it for years. But even then, how? I just don't know. Anywaysy. Okay. So, that is the Sharon Shawl. And then I caved. So Jessie started this. She found the mixed tape mystery knit along, mixtape Amkel from now on, by Paisley Purl Yarn, which is a local to her yarn shop. I think they are in Virginia. And I'm never sure with Virginia and Maryland being so close to each other, which is which. But anyway. And she infected Rachel with the bug, and then Rachel got her kit, and I thought, no, I'm not going to get it. And I think a week before it was supposed to start, I caved. I got my kit, and I got the colorway Love is a Battlefield, which is the pink gray colorway. So you can see my base yarn here, which is a light variegated gray. I have a dark gray, a medium gray. I have the super neon pink. This is so neon. And then I have these two speckled colors, which is a gray with pink speckle and a pink with gray speckle. And I've not cast this on yet because the one thing I hate the most about knitting is casting on. And I also didn't have the needles for that, but I just, before I drop everything on the floor, I just got them out of my mailbox. So now I have my needles, and I am probably going to wind this up maybe tomorrow, and maybe I will manage to cast this on. The second glue is going to drop very soon. Check out Rachel's Instagram. I don't know if she has already posted the finished part 1, but she has finished it. And Jessie is on her way there. She cast it on a couple of days ago. So I'm very far behind, but I don't expect to keep up with it at all right now. Things are just too out there. So that is all I have done since I last filmed anything, which, considering that was 2 weeks ago, is not a lot. As far as my usual goes. But yeah, like I said, things are just super crazy right now. By the way, if you are interested, she still has kits in her shop, so please check her out and give it a try, because I think this is actually going to be a very beginner friendly MCal. From what I've seen, I've only very quickly glanced at the pattern, and I've seen what Rachel has knit up, so that's why I'm saying that. But I think it's pretty beginner friendly. So if you're interested in trying something that is a bit more adventurous with color changes and stuff, but not too complicated as far as the pattern goes, this is your thing. And this is actually, she also included a measuring tape, which I broke. I don't know how I managed that, but it won't pull the tape back in. It's one of these rolled up tapes. So yeah, mea culpa. Oh, and it has a stitch marker as well. This little glittery paw. And apparently those are color coordinated, because mine is pink. Rachel got the earth tone kit and hers is orange. I didn't ask Jessie what her color was, because she got another kit as well. So out of the 4 kits available, we got 3 different, which I find kind of exciting to see how the different colors will show up. So, but yeah, please check her out. She is a small business, and I love to support small businesses. So if you're interested, hop over there, link below. So now I think I'm really done. I'm a bit scatterbrained, as you might have noticed. I think I also need to get ready and go to the hospital for today, so I'm going to edit and upload this afterwards. It might be Sunday night by the time you see this. My Sunday night, your whatever. It depends on where you are. The Australians are thinking right now, it is already Sunday night, girl. Yeah, I'm sorry. Anyway, I hope you have a better time than I do right now. I hope all your loved ones are safe and healthy, especially if you are right now in a place that is burning. 2020, guys, 2020. It cannot just be over, please. It's just... 2020 is overrated. No matter what, it's overrated. I hope you're well. Stay safe, stay healthy, and let's keep our fingers crossed it won't be 2 weeks before you hear from me again. Bye, guys.